¿Piensas venir a Aspen Snowmass este invierno? Aquí está lo nuevo para la temporada del 2026, porque te conviene saberlo antes de hacer tus reservaciones. Hola, soy Beatriz Martinez, la host de este podcast Conquering Vail, donde hablamos de todos los temas relacionados al real estate y al lifestyle de Vail Valley, exclusivamente enfocados al comprador internacional. Bienvenidos a mi podcast. En el día de hoy voy a estar entrevistando a mi amiga Jennifer Viditz-Ward, que es la directora de ventas globales para Aspen Snowmass. Hi, Jenny. Good morning. Welcome. How are you?
Doing great. How are you?
Good. Thank you for joining us this morning. And welcome back. This is your second time in my podcast. I'm very happy that you're here.
So happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thanks. And I know there are tons of things happening at Aspen Snowmass this, winter season, this ski season. So let's get right to it. Jenny, for international travelers planning the 2026 ski season, what are the most important things Aspen Snowmass wants them to know before they book? Improvements that will impact the visitor experience this ski season?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you. We arm our tour partners. So Aspen Snowmass selects a handful of tour partners in each country. So whether that be Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Mexico, Brazil, and we give them exclusive rates that are discounted almost up to 40%. Because at Aspen Snowmass, we are so focused on quality over quantity, right? So we want our guests to have an experience from when they just start to think about making their reservation, that they're getting that service from a reservations person that is an expert in selling Aspen Snowmass. In turn, we give them competitive rates. So that would be for lodging, lift tickets, rentals, ski school, where they can package everything in one whole package, and they save more money by packaging everything. Additionally, we also give them discounts like kids ski free. So kids 12 and under, when they book one of those qualified packages with our travel partners, they don't have to pay for lift tickets. So that gets included with the package. For this coming next year, on March 2nd, we're launching our huge sale again, which is Long Love Winter. And that'll be March 2nd, and it'll be a sale of up to 30% off on lodging when you book a 7-night stay at one of the participating properties. In addition to that, you'll get a $200 credit per bedroom. So if a client books a 4-bedroom unit, they get $800 deducted from their booking.
And
now
it's
going to launch. It'll launch March 2nd with our tour partners, and it goes until the credits run out. So last year it was slated to be 2 weeks. The sale ended in 6 days. So we'll be announcing everything on February 10th with all the properties that are participating. But it's really a good time, if you can book with anticipation, to really save a lot of money.
And Jenny, that is for next ski season, right?
Next ski season.
Okay.
Yeah. But for this ski season, we've got incredible rates and promotions at the Limelight Aspen and the Limelight Snowmass. They have a promotion where you get your 3rd night free with breakfast included. And then the Viceroy is doing a 5th night free promotion for select dates. And then low season at Aspen Snowmass actually starts March 28th this year and goes through April 19th. So
well, that's actually I know the Viceroy very well. It's one of my favorite hotels in Snowmass. It's a great location.
They just opened their 2nd tower called Cirque
Viceroy. Yes.
And it is probably the most popular property, one of the most popular in Snowmass.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And it's still very much in construction. I mean, there's new development that is still going on at Snowmass. I mean, it's going to be a totally new village in about 1 or 2 years, correct?
Yeah, and we are just in the final phases of completing an $80 million renovation to our lifts in Snowmass. We
Oh,
expanded seating capacity at 2 of our restaurants. We're redoing another restaurant. So there's a lot of infrastructure in our capital plan for development and growth within Snowmass.
within
So $80
Sonoma.
million can get you a lot of improvements on that mountain.
100%. And
And the
and
real
then
estate, I mean, it's a huge
yeah,
opportunity to invest. I always say it's safer than the stock market.
it
Um,
really is. And I have a
yeah,
graph. I mean, I have it for the Vail market. I'm sure I can get it for the Aspen
yeah,
Snowmass market as well. And it's 100%. I mean, and I talk a lot about wealth, wealth protection and asset protection, especially for the international
yeah.
buyers and investors and clients. I mean, there's no safer markets than Aspen, Snowmass, Vail, Beaver Creek, Breckenridge. I mean, it almost certainly appreciates, especially if you're buying pre-construction.
Uh,
Um,
And,
I
and
it,
the great thing is, Beatrice, is
mhm.
we have a sales force that deploys into all the markets of the world. And the reason we do that is because we don't just want to fill Christmas and New Year's. We want to
Yeah,
fill from when we open November, usually around Thanksgiving, until when we close. But now we're investing in our summer infrastructure. So not only are we popular in winter, but our
uh-huh,
summer growth is off the charts, especially internationally. People
yep,
are tired of going to Europe, waiting in lines, spending a ton of money when they can come and have the same type of experience, dining al fresco, enjoying the rodeo, enjoying music concerts, hiking, trekking, everything. So our summer business is really taking off, especially internationally. And what does that mean for real estate? Well, what a lot of our clients do is when they buy something like at Cirque or any of our other properties, they
yeah.
put it into a rental pool and then they rent it and it stays full. So it's usually, I don't know the splits. You may be able to speak better to that. It's usually
Yeah,
70-30, but
yeah, it's about 65-35, but it rents. I have a client that has a supervisor. We sold the pre-construction to
yeah,
clients. They did
yeah,
very well. One of them is now selling it, and they have it on the rental pool. And it's we can never show the property. It's always rented. It's
yeah,
always rented. It's
yeah.
they have an amazing rental program. And talking about the summer, I mean, I know there are two huge events in Aspen Snowmass over the summer, which is the Aspen Ideas, right? Is that I think that's
That's
what it's called.
And then
That
we
is,
also have we have events all summer long now. So
uh-huh.
June, the second weekend of June, we have the largest food and wine festival. It's called the Food and
I,
Wine Classic.
I was just gonna
And
say.
I mean,
Mhm.
Beatrice, as you know, we have our own airport in Aspen with
Mhm.
commercial service. We now have 14 cities flying directly into that airport, but we also service a lot of private aircraft. And I will say two of our biggest times of the year are going to be Christmas and New Year's and food and wine because everybody comes in to launch that festival and kick off for summer.
I remember I'm dying to go to Aspen Ideas. I know it's super difficult to get tickets, it's
Yeah.
very difficult. But I've been to Food and Wine, and there's no I'm a Vail lover. That's my biggest market, but there's nothing like the Food and Wine classic
Yeah.
in Aspen, period. There's nothing like that. It's just amazing. And Aspen Snowmass, I mean, as you mentioned, it's also becoming a year-round destination. It's not only for skiing, but it's also the summers are just amazing.
Yes.
Um, so, Jenny, looking ahead to the 2026 season, what's new or evolving at Aspen Snowmass? Any new on mountain experience, guest services, any new events this ski season, or any improvements that will impact the international visitor experience?
Yeah, yeah. So we added two new upgraded chair lifts to Snowmass as part of that $80 million renovation.
Uh
We
huh.
also expanded our Elk Camp restaurant, and then we opened a pop-up called the Hot Dogger. And we're doing a
Oh.
lot of collaborations with different chefs from around the world. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, we have, that silver service, sit down type dining, across all 4 of our mountains. So, each mountain has its own characters, right? And at Aspen Snowmass, you can ski all 4 mountains with one pass. So you can have a different ski experience each day. But between those 4 mountains, we have 14 different restaurants spread across them. The other thing that we offer is free transportation between all 4 of our mountains. So you can ride our complimentary buses. And you might be thinking, I'm not going to ride a bus. You'll find all the celebrities on the bus because nobody wants to drive. And then we also, when you rent with us your ski equipment, we include valet service at the base of each mountain. So when you come off the mountain, they take all your gear. So you leave it right there. You never have to schlep your stuff back to your room. Mothers love this because they don't have to carry their kids' equipment. And then if you want to transfer your equipment between our 4 mountains, you can, and we do that complimentary.
Oh, really? So if I'm staying at, Buttermilk, and I wanna um ski at the main Aspen Mountain,
Yep, Aspen Mountain.
when I get down to the base,
Yep.
then they will, and I go with my kids, they'll take all of our equipment
Yeah.
back to Buttermilk.
Yeah. So
Oh,
you just go down, you say, tomorrow I'm skiing Aspen Mountain. They're going to give you a little ticket. I tell everyone, take a picture of that ticket with your phone. When you get to Aspen the next day, you just give them that ticket and they give you your equipment. So it's valet service.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Yeah, because when you're a mom, I mean, my kids are now 15, 17, but when they were younger, it was just, it's a night. I mean, it's one of the
It
things
is.
that moms hate.
Yeah.
There's only one thing that we don't like about skiing, and it's just the equipment and the kids.
Yeah.
We love ski school. We obviously love ski school.
Yeah.
But this is a great advantage, great thing for moms out there. And talking about families, as you know, I mean, you've been doing this for how many years? Like 25, 30? I don't even, I don't know. I don't want to say.
Since birth.
And you
50
and I
years.
know, yeah, and you and I know that families are a big part of our international clients. We travel in packs.
Yeah.
I started skiing in the late 1970s, and my grandparents would come with us, and all my clients travel with their parents, their cousins, their
It's
big family,
multi-generational. It's multi-generational.
multi-generational.
Yeah.
And it's great because grandparents love to see their grandkids learn how to ski. Even if they don't ski anymore, they love to be there with them, to cook, to watch them, go in the bunny slope. It is a family experience. So that being said, can you share your best tips for families specifically, and which of the 4 mountains do you recommend more for families,
Sure.
and why?
Yeah. So for families with young kids, I always recommend Snowmass. Why? Because the majority of that mountain is all ski in, ski out. It's our
Okay.
largest mountain. We have 98 runs on Snowmass, 22 chairlifts, but we also
Oh my
have
god.
gondola service. So the grandparents can actually go up on the
Oh,
mountain
okay.
to Elk Camp Restaurant, have lunch with their family, and watch them learn to ski in the beginner area, and then go down and hop on the free bus and go to Aspen. And we're really finding that grandparents love to travel to Aspen Snowmass because they're not going to be on the mountain all the days, but they can go into town and go to the art museum, which is free for all of our
Yes.
guests. We have the galleries. We have the Wheeler Opera House that has, shows from music concerts to ballet, to comedy shows. So there's always something to do because Aspen has over 200 stores for shopping.
Yeah,
All your
that I
brands
know.
like Vuitton, Prada,
Yeah.
Hermes, all those big brands, but they also have, these beautiful artisan shops, from local artists. And of course, Kimosabi to get your cowboy
Your
hat.
hat.
But
Yeah.
there's just something for them to do and enjoy in addition to skiing. And I always say Aspen is so much more than snow. It is culture, it's community, it's connectivity, and there's just so much more to do than just ski. I mean, skiing obviously is what we come for, but people really enjoy getting to know Aspen and sightseeing. And, it's a historical city founded in the
I was
1800s.
just gonna say that. I mean, it's not only the skiing and the shopping, but it's a historic town.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
historic city. I mean, it's beautiful. It has a lot of history.
It does. I mean, the Hotel Jerome was built in
Yes.
1889, and there's so much that is still original in the Hotel
Mm-hmm.
Jerome from 1889. And if you go into the Hotel Jerome, you'll see the American flag in the bar and lounge
Uh-huh.
area. And
Uh-huh.
that American flag only has 38 stars because that is the original flag that was
Oh.
awarded to the United States or to Colorado when they
Huh?
became the 38th state of the United States.
My sister stayed at Hotel Jerome during the summer. She loved it. She loved Aspen. She's never been there before, and she went there with my brother-in-law and her son and his wife, and they loved it.
Yeah.
They absolutely loved it. They're not, my sister's not a skier anymore, so she usually goes to Colorado in the summer, and she absolutely loved Aspen. The
Yeah.
gastronomy, they did the
Oh,
wine tasting. Now my brother-in-law wants to do the Aspen Vail Cabalgata, the horse riding tour
yes.
with the
We
there's
just had clients out of
uh-huh.
Mexico that did that and they loved it. They absolutely loved it.
You have, and I think that you have to book in October to
You do.
very early on to be able
Yeah.
to get into that tour
Yes.
specifically. So yeah, the shopping, we all know that us, Latin people like to, I love to shop. So now that I ski only 2 hours a day, then you could do the shopping, the gastronomy, the galleries are unmatched in
Yeah.
Aspen. You cannot, I mean, sorry to say, I love Vail, but you cannot get the quality of art and artists that have their collections in Aspen.
Yeah.
The galleries
It,
there are
it
comparable to New York City or
yeah.
LA or Chicago. I mean, top galleries.
There's some priceless pieces of art that come through. I mean, at the Aspen Art Museum, when I first started 5 years
Uh-huh.
ago, we had the Andy Warhol
Oh my
exhibition. I mean, it was
God. Mm,
unbelievable to go in
yeah.
and see all these famous prints and paintings from such a well-known artist. But that art museum brings in collections from all over the world and they change them out continuously. So it's not like, oh, we already been there, done that. There's always going to be something fresh and new. And we have over 100 different restaurants in Aspen alone. And everything from Michelin rated restaurants like Bosque. We've got the famous Matsuisa, Nobu,
Yeah.
all the big branded Casatua, but then you have all these unique, beautiful restaurants where these chefs come from all around the world. It really is a gastronomy,
Yeah,
skiing.
destinations. Some people just go for that.
Yeah.
They just go for the gastronomy. So Jenny, I'm gonna put you on the spot. If someone is coming to Aspen Snowmass for the first time, what would be or what would you recommend? And I have to give some maybe a family of four, mom,
Uh-huh.
dad, and kids that are maybe between in 10, 11, 12, 13 that can actually go skiing or go to ski school for the day. What would be their perfect 3-day itinerary?
I
Just
would
some
say
ideas that
maybe stay in Snowmass because you got
okay.
the ski in, ski out. It depends on the budget, of course, and the
Yes.
level of skiing. But in
Yes.
Snowmass, you have everything from beginner terrain all the way up to loco demasiado. So you can find every type of terrain. And then I would say, maybe go to Buttermilk one day and go to
Uh-huh.
Aspen one day just to try the 3 different mountains.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely have a day in the city of Aspen and just walk around and be a part of that community and that culture and definitely go out to eat. I love Cash Cash. I love Matsuisa or go and eat at one of the restaurants in the hotels. I mean, at the Little Nell has Element 47 And the Little Nell actually won #1 wine list for hotels in the world.
Oh
So
my God.
there's just so much to see and do. And then,
And
you
and
can
what about for the kids, like ice skating or any other events that?
free ice skating and snowmass right in front of the Limelight for all
Oh,
guests. Also, the Limelight Snowmass has the largest climbing wall in the state of Colorado, so they can do that. And then,
okay.
not only is it ice skating, but we have free s'mores we hand out to all the guests. We have music going. So there's always something going on. There's really a lot of vibrancy in our villages, in our towns, and it's really a fun vacation.
Yeah, and I know that actually I told you about this, that I published a poll on my
I
Instagram
saw it. I
to
loved
all of
it.
my Vail clients, and I was like, which out of these four resorts would you want to further explore? And I think I had Breck, Park City, Beaver Creek, obviously, because most of my clients like to stay in Vail, Vail Village, or Lions Head, and Aspen Snowmass. And Aspen Snowmass won by
Yeah.
far. So it is definitely, I see a lot of people that come to Vail that are 100% interested in getting to know Aspen Snowmass. And if I hear you correctly, if you have younger children, definitely Snowmass is very comparable, and except
Yes.
it's brand new, the village is pretty much brand new
Hmm.
to Vail Village or Lions Head. But then
Yes.
you have the expert only, for the skiers that are uh, experts, or they want more of the extreme skier. You have the Aspen Mountain that has that type of terrain that it's
Yes.
just
Yes. You
fantastic.
definitely do. And you have Aspen Highlands, which has the world famous
Islands,
Aspen
yeah.
Highlands Bowl. And then, of course, Cloud 9, where you go to the champagne parties.
Oh,
But
that's where you get the champagne. Talk to us a little bit about the champagne parties
So
for
you
Cloud
definitely
Nine.
need a reservation for Cloud 9, but it's a
Okay.
great restaurant to eat. But the second seating, they bring out the champagne guns, and it becomes this huge champagne showers. Like it's insane. So that's a lot of fun. But if you don't want to get covered in champagne, we do have the new 11212 on top of Aspen Mountain, and that's
Uh-huh.
another ski après destination. And the entry is complimentary for all guests. You do have to pay for your food and beverage, obviously, but
Uh-huh.
we bring in world famous DJs, and it's a giant party on top of the mountain. And that's called 11212.
11212. And you need a reservation for that as well, right?
And
No.
with general admission, but if you want to buy one of the VIP cabins, you do need a
Uh-huh.
reservation for that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of TikToks about Cloud9.
Oh,
TikToks,
yeah.
reels. I mean, it's all over. It's all over social media. It looks a lot of fun. I just
Yeah.
think I'm made for the 20 something.
Yeah.
Folks. I don't think I'll do the Cloud9, but it
Yeah.
seems I've seen the drone shots of Cloud9 and
Oh,
all
yeah.
the younger folks and the champagne and all of that.
Yeah.
I think I'll go to Little Nell to,
There you
to
go.
bring
Yeah. Go to
to do my
Ajax.
wine tasting, or the Hotel Jerome to
Yeah.
have my glass of wine.
Yeah, well, there's something. I mean, if you want to go get doused in champagne, we have that. If you want to just have a beautiful Negroni by a fire, we have that. So there's something for every type of clientele. Everything from
I agree.
grandparents all the way down to kids with teenage kids. And
Yeah.
then, we have the festivals. So we just finished the X Games. 25 years the
Yes.
X Games have been in
X
Aspen.
Games. When are the
And
X
yeah,
Games,
they were
Jenny?
last weekend.
Okay.
Always, they're usually right after our Aspen Gay Ski Week. But yeah, last night we did the Olympic send off. So we have a bunch of Olympic athletes that were born in Aspen. And that's the thing about Aspen, it's a community that comes together. So everybody from Aspen that grew up in Aspen came out to send these athletes off to Italy for the Olympics. And it's all in the newspaper, it's on my Instagram. It's really something special because when you come to Aspen Snowmass, you really feel like you're part of a
Of
community.
the
And
community.
that's just something so special.
And I think you guys, I read that there were like 4 or 5 athletes that are from Aspen that will be
Yeah.
competing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. I'm super
It's,
excited to watch the Olympics as well.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, the school in
uh-huh.
Aspen is
Uh-huh.
K through 12. Beatrice, the school has its own chairlift. So on powder
What?
days, the kids get to go skiing. I'm like,
No. No.
it's like the greatest
No.
place to raise families. We have so many families that have moved from Mexico and Brazil to live in Aspen full time because the programs for the children are
Huh?
outstanding.
I
Outstanding.
know. I mean, I have a lot of I worked in Brazil years ago and I have a lot of Brazilian friends and I know that many I've seen a lot of them that are staying year round
Yeah.
and I almost see more Brazilians in Aspen than folks from Mexico. I whenever I take the flight from Miami to Vail, especially right now at the end of January, it's all Brazilian families. They
Yeah.
really love Aspen Snowmass.
Mexico is growing though, I will tell you.
Mexico
It
is growing.
is.
Yes, I well, you saw it. You know, most of my clients are from Mexico. Well, Mexico, Spain, Miami, but a lot of them are asking, and I have a lot of friends also. Family from Puerto Rico, and they're all migrating. They're trying it out, especially those with family, because they've heard about snowmath. I mean, we're travel, so they're
Yeah.
they're starting to go into snowmass to try it out, and they love it. They actually, especially with that
Yeah.
12 and under, um
Kids ski free.
yeah, that's the entire ski season, like if
January 1 until we close. Yeah.
wow, you don't have to stay at a specific hotel. So if I have a
No, you do.
you have
You
to
do have to
stay at
book.
the
You
Aspen
have to book a
Snowmass
specific.
hotels.
Yeah, you have to
Exactly.
book one of the properties that is participating, and you do have to get
Okay.
their rentals. But when you do that, the lift ticket's included for them.
Okay, well,
So
that's great because that um after the hotels or your stay and the airfare, the most expensive item is lift tickets.
yeah,
So that's
yeah.
that's really beneficial.
Well, and
So
so many people have this
yeah.
idea that
Uh-huh.
Aspen's so expensive. If
Yes.
you book through a tour operator with at least a month's notice, you can really save a lot of money. And I love to save money because I want to go to Prada or Louis Vuitton and get myself a bag. So it's all about girl
Yeah.
math, right? Like, oh, well, we're
Yes.
not paying for the children's lift tickets, so that money comes to me.
And at the end of the day, I mean, depending on how many children you have, that could be thousands of dollars if you spend
Yeah.
10 days in, Vail or Aspen or any ski
Yeah.
resort comparable to Vail and Snowmass. I mean, that
Yeah.
that could be yeah, you could definitely get a couple of
Yeah,
carteras.
and I know that there's a lot of Epic Pass holders out there, but everyone should tune in to our website in the next week because they're going to be putting a big promotion up. So,
Oh,
yeah, if
okay.
you
All
if you
right.
bring a competing pass over, you may just get a discounted lift ticket at our window.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
okay? And let me know. Send me the promotion so I
I'll
can
send it
I
to you.
can. Okay,
Yeah.
because of course I created a reel and it's on my social media about the discounts that Vail is offering. So I definitely want to have put Aspen
Yes.
Snowmasses as well. So Jenny, I we know you're super busy. You're gonna meet now with you're gonna be. I don't know if
Oso
you can
Trava.
see it. Okay,
Yeah.
so you have an appointment or a date with Also Trava.
No,
Is that
not a day. His
not a
wife and
date?
kids are
No,
yeah.
professional date. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
no, a
No, I'm
professional
gonna
date.
meet him. He brings a
Uh-huh.
ski group out each year of
Okay.
entrepreneurs, and
Okay.
he is, I mean, what a hero he is. He's an entrepreneur.
Uh-huh.
He's on Mexican Shark Tank. He's he's a
And he
pretty cool
stays
dude.
with his group at Aspen or at Snowmass, or they
He
go.
switches it up. He switches it
Okay.
up. So
Okay.
yeah, but yeah,
So
he leads this beautiful ski group with his entrepreneurs and just a cool guy. I love to learn from people, and he's definitely a trailblazer in his own right throughout Mexico and Latin America. And yeah, no, we have a lot of people in, a lot of celebrities in, which is
that
great.
that we know, that we
Yeah.
know. So Jenny, to finalize, because I know you have to go. From your perspective, leading international marketing, what makes Aspen Snowmass resonate most with global travelers, or from Latin America, Europe, and beyond? And what trends are you seeing in how international guests are traveling and spending in mountain resorts? If you could just share some.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the biggest trends we're seeing is people are understanding if I book early, I can save a lot of money. So, like the
Yeah.
Long Love Winter Sale, this is going to be our fifth sale. This sale has become so popular. I mean, the last sale we did, it finished in 5 days and it was slated for 14 days. So,
Okay.
that trend is really catching on. People are understanding, like, if I book now, I can really save a lot of money. Another trend we're seeing is we're seeing incredible growth from our Latin American countries
Hmm.
because of all the offerings we have for multi-generational families. It's not just a ski holiday and there's nothing else to do. As you mentioned, it's the gastronomy, it's the arts, it's the culture, it's the music. I mean, we have the World Snow Polo Championship in December, and we just
Yes.
have so much going on that there's always something to do every weekend. There's either a music festival or the X Games or, Snow League from Shaun White. There's always something going on between Aspen, Snowmass, Buttermilk, and Highlands. So people are seeing that. They're enjoying it. They're like, there's so much more to do here. And then when you fly into Aspen Airport, we pick you up complimentary and take you to your hotel. You don't have to pay for a shuttle from the airport. I would say 99% of our hotels have free transportation from
Oh.
our airport. So literally it's 10 minutes from when you grab your suitcase to either when you get to your lodging in Snowmass or your lodging in Aspen, because the Aspen airport is right in between the two towns.
Oh, I've never been to the Aspen airport, so it's
Yeah.
right. And and you mentioned that there were more flights now incoming.
14. Yeah.
14,
14
like,
flights
which are the
into
cities?
Aspen.
Hmm.
We just added Charlotte. We have Atlanta, Chicago,
Oh,
Phoenix, Denver. There's 13 daily flights from Denver into Aspen, Austin, Texas, Houston, uh, Dallas, of course, LAX, San Francisco. So from all over, they're flying.
okay. So that's very important to know, so that they know, if they're coming from Mexico or Brazil, which airport to fly to, so that they can actually fly
Yeah.
direct to Aspen.
Yeah.
Um, so Jennifer, before we wrap, is there anything else you want our international guests to know, our listeners, especially families, and first-time visitors, so that they can plan confidently and have an incredible experience at Aspen Snowmass?
On my Instagram. So that's Jenny Aspen 22. So I'll be announcing all our sales, all our big
Mhm.
promotions, and they're all welcome to follow me. If they need help with getting a travel provider, I'm more than happy to make an introduction for them. They can reach out to me directly,
Okay,
and just try it out. I mean,
I
I
agree.
worked at Vail Resorts for 17 years, and
Yeah.
I have to say it's a completely different skiing experience at Aspen Snowmass. I mean, anywhere you go in the world to ski, it's going to be amazing. It will
Yes.
be amazing. But I will say that Aspen Snowmass has a very unique offering.
And I definitely agree with you, Jenny. So, gracias. Thank you so much, Jenny, for for being here this morning. And all of your contact information is going to be down on the show notes.
Perfect. Yep.
Um, so reach out to Jenny. Um, depending on which country or city you're at, she'll connect you with the travel operator.
Yep.
So you can definitely book these packages. And as she said, the sooner you plan your trip, your family trip, the better deals you can get.
Yep.
So, I guess the biggest takeaway, besides the fact that Aspen Snowmass is amazing, it offers something for everyone in the family, is make sure to go through a travel operator, and make sure that you plan your trip early, so that you can get the best discounts out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, gracias a todos por acompañarnos en este episodio de Conquering Vail, y por darme su tiempo esta mañana. Nos vemos muy pronto en las pistas de Vail y también en las pistas de Aspen Snowmass. que ya todas tienen nieve. We just got a huge, snowstorm a couple of days ago. Así que muchísimas gracias y nos vemos muy pronto.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny.